Well, hey guys, welcome to this week's episode of our Deer Ready series. I'm just checking out a new attachment that I bought for my Polaris, so I am able to tow my utility trailer here when I'm out doing some work. We use it up at our archery club, getting some firewood and bringing in our 3D targets for the season. So really like this. This is going to work out great to help out around the farm and up at the club. But really guys, we're here to talk about deer. And yes, you heard me say Deer Ready series. That is the name that I have dubbed this weekly short video series, kind of taking a look back at what we've done over the past several days since the last video, what we've learned from it, and what we're doing as far as a preparation, getting ready for the next week's coming hunts. So that's what we're looking at. So let's talk about last week and where we went. So I talked about it was another opening day last week when we talked last, and I was the only guy able to get out and hunt, so I did get out. I went down to our farm. We had that big 8-pointer that we've been seeing on the cameras, and that's what I was focusing on that opening morning. He came through in the morning before and then in the evening before, so I was hopeful that maybe I'd get a crack at him. However, we knew the conditions were going to be full moon, warm front with temperatures getting up in the lower 70s by the later part of the day. And obviously, you know, deer are starting to go nocturnal. It's the beginning of October, and we had a north wind. So I was up in there. The morning was a slow day. We're up by the interstate. If you watched the episode that we just put out earlier this week, if you haven't, check it out. You know, up by the interstate on our farm, it's loud. You can't hear anything. However, we did see one small doe come running up through. Nothing that we would have shot, or, you know, she was a young one. I got her on camera playing around in the food plot a lot. What I did hear though, around 7:30 that morning, was I thought I heard a deer snort down to my left in the woods. I couldn't see anything, never saw a deer, nothing like that, but then I heard it the second time. It was definitely a deer snort. So when I heard that second deer snort, I checked the wind, and the wind's, again, supposed to be a north wind, so it should have been coming from my back right into the cornfield, which would have been fine. Deer coming from either side of me. But it shifted. It was blowing out of the west right down to the east, where that deer was that I heard snort twice. My thought is that was probably that buck making his route again like he did the day before to come through the food plot, and then hopefully would come back through in the evening if not. Like I said, never saw him, never saw a deer run, nothing like that, never heard a deer run, so he just wasn't sure what was going on. I did have a buck cage out with some doe urine in it, so I was hopeful that that masked some of my scent because that was blowing that direction too, and he just wasn't sure. So morning was relatively slow. That one doe, that was it, went back out. When I was coming back in for the afternoon, and I wasn't sure if I was going to come back and hunt there, I thought about going to one of two other spots and really just focusing on a doe for the afternoon because it was going to be warm. I probably already spooked that deer, or at least got him a little nervous. But I decided, you know what, maybe he's going to come back through in the evening, so I went back there anyway to give it a try. Never saw another deer, but when I was walking in for the afternoon, around 3:30 there, halfway up the tree line, there was a fresh buck track, real big buck track, following a fresh doe track, and it stopped about halfway up, and it probably went into the cornfield is what it looked like. So I'm thinking that after I walked out, he made like a loop a little different, came up that tree line following a doe. They went into the corn to get away from the heat of the day and just kind of hang out in that corn, nice and cool. They could munch on stuff, eat, whatnot, and laid in there. That evening I sat till dark, and when I was leaving, my reveal cell camera that's shooting on the vine caught me walking out at 7:30. An hour later at 8:30, the reveal cell camera in the food plot caught that 8-pointer coming through the same way he did the night before, from the west going to the east. So my guess is he was in that corn, made a big loop, and then came out after dark when it was a lot cooler. You know, so lesson learned. I probably should not have gone back in there in the afternoon. I should have just went and tried to focus on maybe getting a doe and going to a different spot. But you never know. These are things that you try and you learn from time to time. You know, so that's the that's my takeaway from that. Going forward, I'm going to be focusing on the evenings hunting right now with work and everything. This week I'm going to try to get out Thursday if possible, but more so Friday and Saturday evening. Now the good thing is it's warm right now. You can see me, I'm sitting here in shorts and a t-shirt. It's been 80 degrees the last 3 days, so we obviously haven't hunted with work and the temperatures. But we are seeing is there's a front coming through with rain on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's going to cool temperatures down quite a bit. The pressure isn't going to be the highest, but it's a change. It's a change in everything. It's a change in the front. No more full moon, no more heat. Deer are going to move, so you got to be in there. Also, those of you who utilize the moon phase app for the red moon, this whole entire week it's a red moon. So this is the time you really want to be in the woods, even though it's hot. If you can get out, you want to get out. But the next couple of days are going to be really, really good to give it a try. We're going to focus on does unless we see this buck popping up in the daylight hours. It's been slow on our cameras. We haven't seen many big buck or deer activity with the heat. One thing we also noticed is the food plots that we've had planted, the deer haven't been as active on them, which is where we have most of our cameras, but what we have seen is the deer are migrating now to the white acorns and even some of the red that are dropping. So Ned's got a camera out, and the deer are really focusing on the acorns quite a bit, and that's typical for this time of the year. So that's my plan going forward, is to focus on the evenings this coming weekend, see if I can't get out and maybe punch a doe tag if the rain's not too bad and allows me to do that. And then we'll kind of take it from there. But let's go to Ned. He is going to share with you what he's got going on in preparation for getting out and starting hunting. He was doing some fishing, you saw on our Facebook page. He was doing a little salmon fishing. But let's go to Ned, see what he's got going on.
Sounds of nature, it's awesome. And I'm just going to tell you what I'm going to do today and then for the rest of the week. Today, the temperature, it's already like mid 50s. It's going to go up into the mid 70s. Too warm. Can't hunt on Sundays in PA yesterday. Dennis went out yesterday. The rest of us had to work. But I'm going to go over to my tree stands and I'm going to check the cameras down on the killer food plot. I'm going to check the middle tree stand. I got to do some adjusting on that and check the camera. I'm checking both of those cameras and tree stands because the week before the season I had some people on camera walking on the property I hunt on, so I just want to check my stuff. And then I'm actually going to go up and pull the camera off my upper stand, which is my infamous stand that I missed 3 at a couple of years ago. You guys remember that? I remember it like it was yesterday. But not seeing anything up there. So I'm just going to pull that camera and put it down somewhere in between where my 2 stands are, the lower stands are now. So, and then the rest of the week I'm probably not going to go hunting. It's supposed to be in the 80s all week. Sorry, I just don't like hunting in the heat. I'd rather hunt when it was between 20 and 30 degrees than when it's mid 70s and 80s. So that's what I'm going to do today. So you guys let us know what you think and get out there and get hunting. It's time.
All right, guys. Well, you saw what Ned was doing, and his plan was to head up to that upper tree stand and pull the reveal cell camera that he has there because the activity's been low there, and that's the stand where he missed those 3 buck last year, and move it down somewhere maybe closer to the middle stand or the food plot. That was the plan. But as you can see here, as he was walking up the hill to the middle stand, there was a doe already sitting there feeding on the acorns right in that middle stand. So he opted not to go and spook her and mess that up any. And he also forgot the keys for the lock that has that reveal cell camera held to the tree up at the upper stand. So he didn't get to move it anyway if he wanted to. But Ned's the same way, guys. It's too hot. He doesn't want to get out there and sit in this heat. He's a 20 to 30 degree man, and I can't blame him. I'm the same way. I'd rather it be cool, cold, get these deer moving. But hey, guys, that's what we've got going on. So this weekend, the focus is evenings. Hopefully punch a doe tag, and if the rain allows us to get out, and we'll see what happens from there. We'll try to get out maybe a day next week, but I got a lot going on with work, so maybe Ned can get out or David will eventually get out. I think David might be heading to do some salmon fishing this weekend as well. So guys, Thanks for following along on the Deer Ready series here. We hope you're enjoying this. Leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think. And you know, let us know what you're doing, what you got going on with your deer season. We'd love to hear from you. And if you haven't done so already, please click that subscribe button. We appreciate all your support. That's it for today, guys. I'll see you next week on the Deer Ready series.